Good morning to all of you that joined on time. I'm Rafał Barnowski, representing the Dynamics Development Center. Today's webinar will be about Continia products. Continia is a Danish Dynamics partner, famous for their add-ons. One of them is Continia Document Capture. This is an OCR solution that helps you to read data automatically from your documents and insert them into correct Dynamics, NAV, and Business Central tables and fields. We will also mention briefly Web Approval Portal, which helps you to facilitate your approval workflows. So maybe some housekeeping rules at the beginning. Your microphones will be muted throughout the duration of this webinar, but you can communicate with us through chat. Some of you have already tested that. Chat button is typically at the bottom of the screen. The session will last between 40 and 45 minutes, and it will include some presentation on slides as well as a live system demo. After that, you will be able to, after that, we'll have a Q&A session hosted by our consultant Mateusz. So whenever you feel like, please type in your questions into the chat box. After the presentation, by the way, the session is recorded, and after the presentation, it will be the recording as well as the slides and answers to your questions will be sent to all registrants via email. And I just hope we will not experience any technical issues. We already spent an hour this morning to fine-tune this Zoom experience so that you can get the most out of this webinar. So if anything goes wrong in the meantime, we'll try to act accordingly and make sure that that the experience is good. So please also let us know and give us feedback through chat if anything doesn't work correctly for you. But I will also have a look at it, and also my colleague Jacob, who has joined me, as well as our presenter Mateusz. He will guide you through this through those Continia add-ons. Mateusz is Dynamics DC consultant and developer, currently involved in several Continia OCR projects. So Mateusz, over to you. Please guide us through to the webinar flow.
Okay, so hello. I'm more than happy to be with you. Today I would like to present an interesting add-on that will, as Rafał said, transform the document processing in your company. So I invite you to a short presentation followed by a demo of the live document capture system. Just one thing, animation could be really bad in this presentation, but I hope the rest of the added value would be great. Okay, so let's start from the OCR technology. And OCR is a well-known and widely used technique that recognizes characters on a document. So in details, document capture powered by Continia uses EBI software, which is the one of the most accurate and efficient on the market. So the conversion of one A4 page takes approximately 15 to 60 seconds with efficiency equal to almost 100% for printed documents. And it converts scanned paper documents to, for example, Word, Excel, or searchable text. And EBI can recognize over 180 languages. So it recognizes them automatically and makes them ready to import in the Dynamics NAV or Business Central system. Okay, so this was OCR. Let's go back a little to benefits of the document capture. So document capture allows for automatic downloading and OCR of PDF documents, for example, from network folder. After that, we can process those documents to Dynamics NAV or Business Central. Later, we can register these documents. I will show you everything in the second on the slides and in the demo presentation as well. And we can use this module from anywhere, like computer, tablet, or smartphone. And of course, everything is digital. I mean, everything is digital, so we get our copy of documents in our system. Okay, so in addition, we can use it for accounts payable automation. So we can optimize our data entry by OCR, use electronic archive, or use auto approval and matching. So everything should be better. Okay, and of course we can control our costs. So approval process the same, is digital, mobile, and easy. So for everyone, it's a benefit. We can set up different approval levels, flows, etc. And as well, we can match our purchase, for example, invoice with purchase orders already in the system. And everything, of course, is integrated inside Business Central. So we can really easily adapt our document capture to our system, I mean Microsoft NAV or Business Central, which we already have. Okay, so those were our benefits of the document capture. Let's go to main steps. So now I want to show you main steps of the document capture. So on the right, we can see which software is responsible for what. So I said already that OCR processing is made by EBI, and Microsoft Dynamics Business Central or NAV, it's responsible for those 3 steps. However, the user is responsible for receipts of documents, and we will start from this. So we have 3 options. The first involves scanning paper and sending data to specific network folder straight to document capture. The second option is to use email address for document capture purposes and configure document capture, for example, to capture attachments from this email address and process them inside NAV or Business Central. And the last one is PDF. So we can simply take PDF and place it into the network folder. In the future, it could also be SharePoint or OneDrive already in the system. Okay, so after first step, when we have our documents, we can go with it and let's make OCR processing. So we can do it like we got 2 options. First one is OCR on premises, so on our local machine, using EBI, of course, or cloud OCR. So we can choose between those 2. It's really up to you what you want to use. Okay, and now we are going into Microsoft Dynamics Business Center, and we are working only in our standard system. So third step is registration. So this is a screenshot. This is a screenshot from the Microsoft Business Center. I will show you in a sec exactly how to register this, but this is only to show you that you can register it just from the system. And now we got our approval workflow. So okay, when we get our registered document and we get our purchase invoice created, so we can choose whether if we want to use our, wait a second, okay. Okay, so whether if we want to use our desktop client, or we can choose and use Continia Web Approval Portal. This is something improved by Continia, and we can also use it as well. Okay, and if you want, we can even choose mobile mobile view. So we got 3 tabs like invoices, lines, and comments, and that's really it. And we got our standard option for approval. But we got our document archive, and that's something which is really strong, because we have our PDF preview everywhere in system, in each view. Okay, and this is a quick summary. We can also configure different acceptance path. For example, based on the value or defined number of acceptors, or automatic acceptance based on defined rules, so that if the invoice amount is low, for example, the manager will not have to accept this invoice, but it will be done automatically. Okay, so we had our document. It was OCR'd after we registered this invoice in the system. We approved our document, and now we go to posting. And again, this is the screenshot from the system, which I will show you in a second. And that's really it. After posting, we are ready to just check if everything it's okay in posted purchase, for example, posted purchase invoice preview. Okay, and that were our 5 main steps. So now I think we are ready to go to our live demo presentation. So just give me a second for that. If you get any question, just use the chat, and later me or Rafał will answer. Okay, so now as you can see, I am your desktop client, and I will show you how to import PDF or even XML files. Today we will focus only on PDF. So there we got our cubes. So pending OCR is equal to 0 because we already OCR'd those documents, and they are ready to import to Microsoft or NAV or Business Central. They are 0 to ready to register because we have to first import those invoices. Okay, so let's go import. So click on the import files. And now the files are importing to the from OCR documents to the system. After a few seconds, we will be able to register them in NAV. So now they are already in tables, new tables. So after click refresh, I got our 16 documents ready to register. Okay, I see that we got 12 documents, 12 purchase documents. So I can go and edit this document capture purchase journal. Okay, so this is demo database, so it works a little bit slow, but normally it's not a problem for your server to have a document capture installed. And this is the first screenshot I showed you, register register screenshot. So third step. Okay, so what we have there? On the right is our document, which we processed. So this is after OCR. And on the left, we got our document list that we can register. So now let's focus on the first document, the one, Louis Home Furniture. And I will click Recognize Fields, and that would happen. So this button is really important. Okay, so now I recognize some fields. Document capture assigned a template to this vendor, and it was able to recognize some fields without our help. But we still have to improve it a little. The important thing is that we have to set up a template only one time for one document layout. Every next invoice will be processed automatically. But let's go back to this template. So let's set it up a little more. Okay, so this is after I click document card. So this is more detailed view. It's especially good for the first time if you want to set up a template. Okay, as we can see, a lot of things have been recognized. So for example, invoice number, invoice date, due date, etc., and amounts, which are really important. So everything is there. But if you want to correct something because Continia didn't catch a good field, it's pretty simple. So you just go and right-clicking on the variable, for example, invoice number, and left-click on the value of the variable, and that's really it. And it works in this way for each field. So there is no line to recognize, as you can see. So we want to register this invoice directly to the GL account. So I have to put some GL account. I will put this one, and it means that everything with this invoice will be posted on this GL account. So yeah, and I want to use this default from VAT. And we got posting description. And I want to take posting description from there. So I want to post it on this GL account with this posting description. Let me know if the resolution is okay. Okay. So as we can see, this inspection and reporting fee regarding Deerfield there is no variable, like it was in invoice number caption and its value. But that's not a problem. We just use left click to set a particular value, and document capture will look for caption in this area. So it would work anyway. Okay, so if there is no error in the comment section, this is a comment section, we got only one warning, and it means that payment terms according to our vendor settings and compared to due date, it's not correct, but it's only warning. It could happen. We don't have to care about this so far. Okay, so this is only warning, so I'm going to register this. So now I'm in temporary view. Now after registering, I've created purchase invoice. So it's not posted yet, but it has been created, and we still have our preview on the right. So that's really good. And as you can see, we got one line with GL account, which I specified, and description clearly taken from the paper, from this invoice. And amounts are okay, so we don't have to care about a little. Okay, so now I can just click send approval request, because later I want to show you approval workflow. Okay, so this invoice has been sent to approval. Okay, so I can close this. We got our first purchase invoice registered, and yeah, that was pretty it. Okay, so I will close this one, and we can go with another one, with D2. So now, as you can see, we have the same layout for the same vendor, but with different values. But template has been configured just before. So now, after clicking recognize fields, everything should happen automatically. So let's go with this. Okay, and we got our template assigned. We see that something happened there, even that the caption is different, we still capture this. So this is the reason why you have only, maybe not the reason, but you have only to set these templates for one layout. You have only set up once, and later you can just go with this and click recognize fields, and it would automatically do everything. So, but yeah, let's check what is inside, if everything is correct. Okay, so I got my GL account number, I got my warehouse, I get my posting description, the same warning pop out, but that's not important. And yeah, so everything is just fine. We can just click register. And again, we created purchase invoice. So now I can send approval request to accept this invoice later. Okay, so close this one, close this one. You can reopen this invoice. If it's not posted yet, we can reopen it, and it will remove our purchase invoice, and we can register it after some correction again. Okay, so let's close it. And the last invoice from Louis Home, it's D3. Again, we can recognize field to automatically assign template, but now I can and I want change template a little, and I will set it that after creation of purchase invoice, it will automatically submit for approval. So first I click recognize fields. Okay, I got my template assigned. Everything is assigned correctly again, but I will change some settings. As you can see, there is a lot of settings. I'm not able to show everything right now, but we can just talk about this later or another session if you want. So now, after creating invoice, so this is my first step after clicking register. So I want to create invoice, and second step would be submit for approval. Okay, so let's click OK. So it was the change. So I don't really have to even go to the document care details. I just want to recognize fields, which I already have done, and I will click register. And I see that approval request has been sent, so I don't have to click send approval request. And to be honest, we can automate even registering process. So you see that I can send it because it has been already sent. I mean, we don't have to even go in this view. After setting template, we can create a jobs which would automatically register and start a document flow in our system. Okay, so approval has been sent. Let's go to the Cool Wood Technologies invoice. So we can see on the right. And now let's do an order matching, as I mentioned on my presentation. So let's click and recognize fields. You will see that new template has been assigned, second one. So document capture recognized that this is some different layout. Okay, but now instead of posting everything in one line directly to the GL account, we want to post each line based on the order match. So we have catched important field, maybe I will zoom it a little, your order number. And it happens that in our system, our purchase on order has this number. So it's important to have this number because without it we can't really match the order. Okay. So let's go to the document card first. And let's click match lines in this case. And we can see that, I will just make it maximum. Okay, and we can see that our amount to match is almost 12,000. That's great, and match amount it's 0, so we got difference. So I have to click perform match, and it would automatically do it. Okay, so I've matched everything, so we can see that there is no difference between invoice and total without VAT. So Continia checks if the amount on the invoice is the same like on the order. Okay, and of course, if there is a difference, we can configure how big it can be. Again, on the template setting. This matching process can also run without any user work. Yeah, just imagine how much time you can save by this process. Okay, so I'm gonna click OK. One more time. Okay, and we see that there is no error anymore. We got comment that this invoice has been fully matched with our purchase order. So yeah, so after clicking register, we see that we got our lines there, and it has been taken from purchase order. So yeah, this is like idea of the order matching. Okay, and now of course I will send approval request. I have to click this because I set up to send approval request automatically only on the first template. I can set up on this template for this layout as well, but just for now, just click send. Okay, so we have another invoice processed and registered. So okay, and let's finally go to the 5 invoice, and let's try to recognize lines. Okay, so first I need to recognize fields. Okay, so this is a third template, so it means that it is new layout from document capture. So let's go for document card to see some details. Okay, and now we have lines. So let's check if header is good. Okay, so header is alright, and I don't want to put GL account number because I want to have separately lines. So just go and start recognize lines, and that's really simple. We are on the level that we have only recognize first line. Okay, so but of course maybe the question is why we can't match the order. Okay, we cannot because there is no order or even receipt, because we can match our invoice with orders or receipts. But unfortunately, there is no our order number on the invoice. So if you want to match orders or receipts, it's important to tell your vendor that it would be great to have this number, or if you have some internal algorithm to matching in your company, maybe we can just develop some function to match it automatically. But that's for now. We should have this number. We don't have, so we will recognize lines. Okay, so let's go with the first one. Again, the right click on the, for example, item caption, and left click on the value. Okay, so you see that there is like iPad. So description, right click on the description, and left click on the value of description. Okay, so quantity. I know that this invoice is really simple, but it's like for now, if your company has some more complicated, more complex invoices, that's not a problem. We can work with them as well. So unit cost, it's a price on the invoice. There is no discount percent, there is no discount amount, but we have line amount. Okay, so we did it for one line, and now we can click recognize fields, and it automatically recognizes the rest of them. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Okay, we got 3 issues. It means that okay, if we don't have an order or we don't want to have an order, we can use cross-item reference, which is in our system, or translate items number, for example, for NAV. What does it mean? It means that if iPad has cross-reference for some our number items in our system, that would automatically translate it. We don't have it, so for first time we have to translate it. So I will choose that this is an item, and for example I will put 1000 item. Okay, so one error disappeared, and you have to do this only once. If you go to translation and cross-reference, you can see that this is already there, and it would translate. So it would translate iPad from invoice caption to this item number for this, of course, this vendor electronics. Okay, so that's really it. And of course, I can, for example, put mouse to the GL account, for example, this one. And let's go with headset. Again, we will translate this for 70,000. Okay, so we got our lines translated. Of course, there is many options. For example, translation to change commas for dots and other way, or remove some, or changes O to 0, and yeah, we can solve a lot of problems inside our settings, template settings. Okay, so now we are ready to post. So ready for register. We don't want to post it yet, and go with it and click register. Yeah, so we can see that we got 3 lines that we recognize it, and yeah, on the right still we got pretty preview. So I can click send approval request, and that's it. We see that the next approval is Richard Lum. We will check it later. Okay, so I can close this one. And now I can show you again that if we set up our template first time for this layout, and it seems to be really the same layout, we can click recognize fields, and its lines have been automatically recognized. So if we go to document careful details, we can see that without any user work, we have invoice ready to register, which what I will do. So you see, that's pretty simple. We set up the template only for one time, and later you can only go and click register, or you don't even have to do that. We can create a job to automatically register all the invoices. Okay, so again, we are on purchase invoice level. I will send it to approval. Yeah. Okay, let's close it. Okay, so now I think we are ready to go for the approval, and I can show you how does it work. So let's check how many invoices we have. Okay, we got 6 invoices, and we see that they have to be approved by Richard Lum. So on the demo, we have pretty cool option that I will start a web approval portal by Continia as a Richard Loom. So this is for showing you how it looks like on the web. So just give it a second. Okay, it would automatically log in us. Okay, so first we will approve, after loading, we will approve those invoices on the web, and later I will show you mobile view because it's really cool as well. Okay, so now we are on the web portal and we are logged like as Richard Loom. Okay, so we can check our invoices. So let's open the electronics invoice, and after a while you will be able to see pretty cool view. Okay, so now we have still our preview still ready to check, but for example, I can show you that approvers are also able to change some invoice fields. For example, we can change project to Mercedes and Toyota and Volkswagen. And this is something what we can define for each user. So we can define that Richard Loom is able to change everything, but another person can only change, for example, only dimensions or maybe description. It's up to you what you want to, how do you want to configure this one. Okay, so we put our project. Maybe if you want to attach some file, we can simply drag and drop, for example, picture of Aneta Hill. Okay, so we got our picture in our system, and yeah, it could be useful, but at the same time, it's really easy. And we can go and click approve. Okay, so it has been approved. We can go back to web approval portal. Okay, and let's put on hold this one. So I want to put on hold this invoice. I don't know, for example, awaiting and still checking to just message for me that I have to check this and accept or decline it, reject later. Okay, so now I can close this one. Okay, or maybe I will just approve. Okay, this is on hold. I will approve this one as well, just without change. Okay, so close web portal and start mobile view, mobile web approval. Okay, so in a sec it will pop out with mobile view, and we will have 3 main tabs. Okay, just give it a while. Okay, so we see our 3 open for approvals invoices and our 1 on hold. So I click on this, and we see that we got invoice preview even on the phone. In second tab we got lines with totals and comment. So yeah, everything is pretty and easy. And for example, I checked this invoice and I want to approve it. What I have done, and yeah, and that is really if it comes to web approval portal or mobile web portal as well. So now go back to the Aneta Hill controller in Windows client. Okay, so now we are back in the desktop client, NAV, Business Central. And because Richard Loom probably has limited approval rights, not all invoices are released. So we can see that only one, I accept 3 or 4, but only one has been released. So I will go back, and this is a picture of Aneta Hill as well. So just close it and go to the approval entries. And this is improved approval view by Continia, and that's really it. We see the lines, we see the header in one pretty view. So now I can approve this one. So Richard Loom approved it, but has limited approval rights, probably based on the total amount. So let's approve it. Okay, and this one, let's approve it as well. We can see that it was comment, and the second one has been removed. I mean, on hold was removed. It was added automatically. Okay, so let's approve this one. Okay, and that's it. We can go to post the documents. Sorry, not yet. Maybe first let's post the documents. Okay, so we got released. We see that 3 invoices have been released. So let's post each by one. Okay, so we are creating posted invoice. Okay, I want to post this invoice as well, and this one. Okay, good. So now I can go to post documents, and I will show you how it looks. So sort. Okay, we got 3 of them because I posted only 3. So let's go with a view, and again you got your document on the right. So it's pretty good archive. You don't have to look for paper documents in your desk or wherever you are. You have the documents. Everything is there and won't disappear. For the electronics, again, the same thing. And our attached, approved, everything, it's in one view. Okay, and the last thing, it's an archive. It could be useful. And document, as you probably know, we have everything digitized, so we can go with document search. And for example, I remember that our one invoice has cool in the name. Okay, and this is our document search, and it would direct us to posted purchase invoice. Yeah, and that's it. So we got with what invoice it is and what document it was on the OCR. After OCR, we got this document number. Okay, so to be honest, that's all what I wanted to show you. Normally, the invoices we process, as I said, are more complicated, but now I can say that probably every document can be set, it can be recognized. Moreover, the employee's work might end with placing the document in the scanner and setting the template once. Each next scan of the document can be automatically matched with the purchase order or sent for approval or posted. And if in your companies you have any algorithm according to which you manually match documents with orders or purchase receipt, I can say with certainty that we will be able to automate this process using this module. So most of the things can be set using the NAV or Business Central client and already prepared options inside the client. But if you need it and the process is really non-standard, me or our development team can configure it easily as well. Okay, so let's go back for quick summary. Okay, so that was the demo presentation and quick summary. So as you saw, the document capture is integral part of Dynamics NAV Business Central system. We get everything a digital, like an archive. I showed you a document flow and improved approval views. And I showed you that we can use any devices what we want. And everything is organized and we got the graphical previews. Okay, so I think my part is done. If you got still any questions, just ask me. And now I will go back to you, Rafał.
Yeah, thank you, Mateusz. Thank you for this part. Mateusz will join us in a couple of minutes for a Q&A session. So if you still have some questions, please feel free to ask them. We have already several questions, so thank you for that. Thank you for the active participation. I will now use those 3-4 minutes to guide you through information about our company and also about the future events that we are planning, because this webinar is just the beginning of our online series that we have planned for June and July. So Dynamics DC is Business Central and Dynamics NAV Gold partners. We are among probably 10–15% of partners that are Gold partners globally. We are really focused on international implementations and also have a very strong presence with our help desk service. There is a dedicated team with a head of customer service that works so for some customers around the clock to deliver support for Business Central and Dynamics NAV products. Now let's go to our team. Yeah, so the team is fully located in Poland, and there are 27 of us. So already the team is big enough to take on big and challenging projects, but still small enough to retain some level of flexibility characteristic for smaller companies. And what we mostly pride ourselves in is that out of those 27, 8 of them are experts, like with at least 10 years of experience. And around those people, we actually build implementation teams, help desk support, and development teams. Yeah, so the fact that we are in Poland doesn't mean that we only focus on that market, because we are a truly global partner working with between 20 and 30 markets in Europe and some in North America, delivering implementation services, but as well help desk services, but also outsourcing. So we make our developers, sometimes consultants, available for end customers, or sometimes for other Dynamics partners, so that they can help them with their projects. Yeah, and the last part is about future events that are planned for July. So actually the biggest one, and probably also most interesting, is Customer Service Open Week. So for full 5 days between 6th and 10th July, our help desk team will be available to help Dynamics customers for free. So what we have noticed recently is that many customers are looking on the market for a new help desk partner. So we came up with this idea to enable them to test out our services free, because this will be a free event. What you need to do is just to go into our website. The QR code is in the left upper corner. So you can go to our website and register a ticket between 6th and 10th July on that website, and we will have our help desk team on the lookout, replying to those tickets. If you want to know more about the event, we will be announcing it with a webinar on the 1st of July. So exactly a week from now, I will be hosting this webinar, and you have also a QR code to register for that webinar. By the way, my colleague Jacob, in the meantime, provided direct links through a chat. So if you're not able to use the QR codes, you can as well click on the link on the chat. And the last event that we planned for July is webinar about Power BI, which is also our field of interest. And our consultant, Łukasz, will show you how to build visually compelling, but also very relevant and information-rich dashboards in Power BI, of course, connected to Dynamics NAV or Business Central. So yeah, you are welcome to join all those events if you feel there can be added value for you or your company. Okay, thanks a lot for this part. I'll go back to Mateusz and ask him to tackle the questions that were sent through chat and Q&A. And even if we are not able to answer all of them right now, please remember that we will be sending Q&A material after this session. So so all questions will be answered now or later. Thanks.
Okay, thank you, Rafał. So the first question is from Sona. When importing documents, does it recognize if an invoice has already been logged, for example, if it's duplicate? Okay, yeah, that's not a problem for document capture. It won't allow you to register invoice if the invoice number is the same. Error will pop out in the comment section and it will wait for user action. So yeah, that's not really the issue. Moreover, each invoice is checked if it's logically and statistically correct. So there is a inside summing or dividing, for example, quantity multiplied by unit cost if it's equal the line amount which we recognized, or if the total on the bottom, for example, of the invoice, it's equal to each line's sum of each line's line amount. Yeah, so we got this already in our document capture module. Yeah, so there won't be any problem to operate with duplicates of the invoices. Okay, from Isaac, we got question can be used for invoice posting related to items, not just GL accounts. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it has been already answered. Okay, and Martin asked, is it possible to link a document to multiple purchase orders? Yeah. That's again not a problem. We can, to be honest, I've created some matching engine for the other clients, but it depends what layout of the invoice you have. But if the layout is pretty standard, we can even catch for each line our order or our purchase receipt line. So yeah, that's not a problem to match invoice with few purchase order or purchase receipt. Okay, so I hope that's the answer. We satisfy you. Okay, and das project, it's from Isaac. Das project is equal to dimension value. How many can you add for the approver to code of when approving? Okay, so that's in standard that there are two dimension. We can catch. We can create a modification to catch more dimensions, but we can also set up the dimension by default for the template. So by standard we can use 2 dimension, but we can set up in template to post with more dimension as well. And how does the initial document pickup work? Can we get Continia to scan a mailbox and automatically pick up emails from that folder without manual interaction? Yeah, I didn't show you that because we don't have time for this, but as you can see, OCR receipt of documents. So after scanning, for example, paper documents, scanner will put, it's up to scanner of course, but it will put on the specified folder in the scanner settings, and everything which will be in this folder will be automatically OCR. So everything in the folder will be tried to process to NAV automatically without user work or without any work. Like it's standard. EBI, like our OCR engine, we try to catch those files from this folder, and yeah, that's really. So no user work. User work is only to put the paper in the scanner, or the second part of this question was if Continia can scan a mailbox. Yeah, so we can configure Continia to use mailbox, and for example, if we want to post or register invoice which we receive from our customer or vendor, we can forward this email to our special Continia email, for example, Continia at yourdomaincompany.com, and it would automatically download the data, the PDF to be honest, and OCR them after this. Looks like we can also import sales order related to sales items. It works the similar way. Yeah. That this is it. We can also import sales, and that's really the same, only captions, and we should create only new templates for new layouts of our sales orders. But yeah, it works for sales like it works for the purchase, and we can match it as well. Okay, and do you have stats to demonstrate how this would improve accuracy and efficiency of invoice posting? Okay, I don't have, to be honest, stats. Maybe we can check if Continia or other. I mean, it's very up to our client. You can, if you get more invoices, you will save more time. Yeah, it works in this way, but maybe with Rafa we can work on the stats. I think that they should be probably in Continia database on our partner zone. Yeah, so
yeah, that's true. We will have some general statistics from Continia, but I think what we can do here, and might be even better and more useful, is to work out what we believe is a reasonable ROI model with the customer. So yeah, we can work on that definitely.
And last question, why many of our customers use jobs in NAV? It's possible to assign job number to document lines during the document approval. Yeah, it is possible. We can, if you got some unstandard field of the invoice, which you have to or won't keep in the system, we can easily add this add this field to the template on the lines, and we can just give me a second. Maybe it would be better. Sorry. Yeah. So for example, sorry, this one. Yeah. So for example, on the document card, I will click recognize fields. Okay. So we see that everything has been recognized. Okay. So there are fields that we have in standard, but this is not an issue to go to the template card, and we can add new field, new technique field, or field which will go with the purchase line or posted invoice line field. So yeah, we can add anything what we want to add, and later we can just specify that, for example, some column on this invoice should be placed in our new field. Yeah, so that's not a problem. Okay, and I think that's it. I know, Rafał, have we got...
There's one more from Isaac in the Q&A.
Okay. One more. Yeah. So. I mean, yeah, that if there is a problem with matching, yeah, user have to take an action of this. But again, if there is a little difference, we can specify, for example, percentage allowed difference, or maybe in amount. Yeah, so that's it. But after matching, if it will register only if everything is correct. If we won't be able to set up maximum variance and leave it to 0, any other matching will be, if there is some difference, even €1, that won't be able to post or even register invoice. That it's okay. And this is the question from Sona. We got vendor invoice number. It's already in the system. So this is our answer on the first question. Yeah, so you have to know that Continia checks a lot of things for us. We don't have to be honest. We will have more problems to register than to not register. I mean, if for example, something will be broken on the document paper, I don't know, some stamp or whatever, and Continia won't be able to recognize price, then there would be an error that in this field that OK button would be not marked, and that something is not OK with this line. So you have to correct this. After everything has to be logically and statistically correct. Later we can we'll register. Okay, so it works the same for matching. You can of course match, for example, manually, like select which row should be matched and click toggle match. But I think for now that's really it. Okay.
Okay, Mateusz, I think we have no more questions. Yes, so thank you for joining us. Thank you for staying until the very end. That's always a very good sign. I hope you found it interesting and informative. I've provided my contact details, actually a link to my LinkedIn account in the chat window. So if you feel like following up and getting more details, we'll be ready to help. Yeah, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Good day, bye-bye.
Thank you, bye.